Hi everyone and welcome to our garden. My name is Maude and Keith is my constant garden companion. He is a cat and he's a cool cat. And we garden in a UK coastal climate. And follow along if you want to see a bit of woodland gardening and gardening makeover and just a very, very slow process of gardening in a lovely coastal climate. And I am really excited about today because we have sunshine and lots of it, and it's feeling very, very spring. And one of the things that's really starting to pop up is the winter flowering bulbs, and I've dotted in some crocuses. One of the things I like to do is go to the garden center and pick up little bits and pieces that are blooming every single month and dot it through the garden. But that is not what we're talking about today. So today we are going to be talking about the holiday wreath that I've got on the front door, and I'm changing it. Okay, so if you haven't seen some of the previous videos, my holiday wreath is something that I wanted to do a wreath for the holidays every single season and have a bit of fun with it. So what I've decided to do is, so far this year, we did the winter wreath, and then we did Valentine's Day wreath, which I thought was really cute. It had like a bleeding heart in it. You'll see it in just a second. And now I'm really excited to do an Easter. I'm really excited to do an Easter wreath. So I did a bit of arts and crafts like a toddler, and I've got some eggs and some bunny rabbits, and I'm just going to kind of show you what we've got, and I'll show you me kind of refreshing that. So if you want to kind of watch me do that, that'd be grand. And if you have any kind of comments or feedback, just pop at the bottom. So I'm going to turn my camera around and get into it. Huh? What are you doing? Hi. You back? Oh, you're a good boy. Oh, it's a good baby. Where you been? Huh? Oh, your collar's a little loose. Where you been? You're so muddy. Okay, everyone. So I'm just going to show you the inspiration for my life. And this is Keith. He is always in the garden with me. I want you to pay attention to his coloring because I want to talk about some of the decorations. Oh, sorry, before I do that. So we've got the tat-a-tats en masse. Those are starting to pop up. We have some anemones, some hyacinths that are popping up in the back, and some Primrose vulgaris and some Crocus. So it's really nice to see some of these lovely flowers. But one of the things that I'm going to show you. So I'm going to put in the clip of me making this and to kind of show you what I have. Okay, so I try to make everything, as you do. And this is what I was trying to make. Look how cute. Okay, a little lovely speckled Easter eggs. This is what I was trying to make. Let me show you what I tried to do. So I wanted some eggs, and I thought, oh, I'd do a bit of paper mache, and that would be perfectly fine. And I could do it, no problem. Let me show you what I made. Oh. So, I keep dropping it. Okay, right, let me remind you, I was trying to make this. Okay, this is what I was trying to make. What is that? I was so proud of myself for making these lovely potato dinosaur eggs. What is that? Okay, so can I just give you some comparison? This is what I made. This is what I tried to make. It's so pathetic. So, moral of the story, not everything can be DIY'd, and know your limits. And my limits is that I cannot paper mache Easter eggs because they look like whatever that is. But I can buy little paper mache eggs and paint them myself, and that's exactly what I did. So I wanted to do kind of a really lovely kind of vintagey quail's egg type scenario, and that's what I've done. So I painted these bad boys up, so I'm going to show you the process of me actually painting them, and what they look like before, what they look like now, obviously. The other thing that I did, you saw Keith. Let me show you the Easter bunny. Okay, the big reveal. I've done Keith bunnies. Like, it's got his same patterns and markings on the bunnies with bow collars. How funny is that? Let me show you. Let me grab this little guy. Okay? Now, this is a messy part of my garden. Look how good that is. Hi, baby. Look. What's this? Is that you? Is an Easter bunny? Is that you? Look. It's you. Oh, don't attack yourself. How good is that? Look at it. Isn't it majestic? Look how good it is. Okay, I'll leave you alone. Okay, so this is the Valentine's Day wreath. It's looking a little worse for wear, but I had a lot of fun with it. So this was really simple. I used the same, kind of base with sheet moss that I used for Christmas, and you can see a lot of the moss has probably been taken away because of birds, and it was really sweet, really fun. It was just kind of this bleeding heart type scenario, super easy to do, super free. Okay, so we are going to take off the heart components, we're going to refresh the sheet moss around it, and then we're going to start adding our Easter components to it. I'm so excited. Okay, so the supplies. We have one cheerful Easter basket with some fresh sheet moss. We have some fuchsia raffia. We have some yellow ribbon. We have 2 Easter bunnies that look just like Keith. And we have the most beautiful, speckled, lovely eggs. Now some of these need a little bit more of a coat. So this is paper mache, and this is England, and it does rain all the time, so I'm being a bit brave here. But I'm covering them in this polyurethane kind of coating, so they're still a little tacky now. But these are the Easter eggs that I've done. How fun is that? I'd love a speckled egg. So one of the reasons why I love speckled eggs so much is there is this book, and I think it was from the 50s, and it was called The Crows of Pear Blossom by Aldous Huxley, and this was my favorite book to read as a kid. And my grandmother, who went all out on Easter, it was one that she would read to me almost every night, every time I stayed with her, and I still have the book. And love, 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 and that's why I love these kind of speckled eggs. Not that you need to know, but basically the story goes something like there was a Mr. Crow and a Mrs. Crow, and they kept trying to have, and they lived, I think, in Tyler, Texas, and they were trying to grow their brood and hatch their baby eggs. And there was this wicked little rattlesnake that lived at the bottom of the tree where they were growing their eggs. And every time Mrs. Crow went out to do his shopping and Mr. Crow went out and did his, work for the family, he wore a suit, as you do as a crow. And every time they would come back, all of their eggs or their hatchlings had been eaten by this rattlesnake, and Mr. Snake would always come and feast. And so they went and basically visited this wise old owl, Mr. Owl, and Mr. Owl basically says, I know what we need to do. We need to trap this Mr. Snake, and we need to keep him from eating your eggs. And so what they did was, because Mr. Owl is very clever, is they went and gathered some clay, and then they baked the clay over a chimney, I think, and then they painted it to look like Mrs. Crow's eggs, and they were these really lovely kind of speckled eggs. And basically, both the crows and Mr. Owl, they kind of fly away, and the snake comes looking for his bit of supper, and he slithers up the tree, and as he gets into the tree, he basically noms these eggs, these clay eggs. And the moral of the story is that you shouldn't eat other people's eggs. And he eats these eggs, and then the eggs get stuck in his stomach, and he's in absolute agony. And so he writhes himself in knots, and he ties himself from one branch to the other branch. And Mrs. Crow and Mr. Crow and Mr. Owl, they come back, and they see that he's eaten all of these clay eggs, and he's tied himself up. And he's never a problem anymore, and they actually use him as a clothesline, and and she hangs all of her washing on the snake with pegs, and she ends up having to raise her eggs. Anyways, it's a ridiculous story. Loved it for all of the reasons you would love that story as a kid, and the illustrations are beautiful, and it's an out of print book, I think, now, possibly. It's a fabulous story, and that's why I wanted to do speckled eggs. Really short story into a long story. So we've got some Easter bunnies that look like Keith. Okay, check. And we've got some Aldous Huxley crow eggs, and we've got a bit of raffia and some sheet moss. So we're gonna go get set up, bring the wreath down, and we're gonna put it together. Okay everyone, so I'm really excited about this. I think this is the best I've ever done from a coordination point of view, so I'm just gonna turn the camera over. Okay everyone, so the model is in front. Muse. Hey kitty. Good boy. And this is the color palette. So you may have seen the video previous to this where I planted some Primrose vulgaris. I think this one is called, what is this? Orange cream or something like that. I'll put the name on the screen. And some crocuses. So these are the romance crocus, the yellow ones, which are just now starting to open. And I'm really excited to see how long these flower. And once I'm done with both of these plants and I swap these out for something in the summer, I'm probably just going to spread them through the garden. This fragrance is amazing. So you can see the Easter bunnies that I painted to look just like Keith. So Easter bunny, Keith. Easter bunny, beautiful Easter bunny. And I took some of the eggs, so while I'm trying to grow this ivy, so this hedra around this old Christmas wreath that I had, I've got a couple of bare spots, and so I used some of the papermache Easter eggs that I'd painted and speckled, and then just filled that in with a bit of moss, and popped this little guy down here with another bunch of crocuses and an Easter egg. And there are a few Easter eggs in this sedum, just kind of dotted through, and the wreath itself. So you saw me putting this one together, but I think I'm really pleased with how it came out. You saw me kind of playing with the bow placement. You gotta tell me what you think. Should have gone to the top, or is it better at the bottom? And you could see the speckled eggs just popped in. I'm really excited about this. Really excited. And I think from coordination point of view, this is probably the best I've done. Oh, and I had a little lemon bow left over and I just popped it on the top of this one. Just kind of tie the colors together. And I know the sun's glaring, but if I step out of the sun, perfect. What a lovely day.